Alrighty, we're going to start talking about inequalities. So up until this point, we've had a very solid equal sign, you know, the x equals 2, something like that. So we knew very definitively what x equaled or y equaled or whatever the variable was. Now we're going to have an inequality, which means it's a range of answers. So we're going to have an inequality sign. So we're just going to go through and we're going to identify these. So when we have it in this direction, it's less than. And we always read it from left to right. So you would have like x is less than 2, something like that. So this is the less than, but when we have this little line underneath it, it's less than or equal to. So it could be the same thing, x is less than 2, but it's x is less than or equal to 2. So it's anything smaller than 2 and 2 is included. When I go like this, x is less than 2, 2 is not actually included, it's just a starting point. It has to be smaller than 2 to be part of the answer. And then when we have it this direction, we have greater than, so we read it as x is greater than 2, like that. And then same thing with this one, it's greater than or equal to. So again, it's got the equal sign under it. So if I did these same ones with the x is greater than 2, x is greater than or equal to 2. So this is x is, or 2 is not included. It's a starting point. It needs to be greater than 2. So anything bigger than 2 is included in the answer. With this one, 2 is included. So it's greater than 2 or 2. So 2 is a starting, not just a starting point, but it's also included. So that's definitely a big distinction. We need to make sure we're paying attention to whether or not there's that little equal to sign under it. And when we're graphing, so this actually just kind of explains exactly what I said out loud. I was just kind of saying them without showing you, but it means that the number is not included. It simply means that the number is not only a starting point, but it's also included. I read that really funny for a second. Thought I typed that bad. But it's not only a starting point, it is also included in the solution. So it's just like I was saying, like x is greater than or equal to 2, 2 is included. But if I have x is greater than 2 without the equal underneath it, it's just simply a starting point and it's not included in the solution. So for this one to graph an inequality, and oops, what was I spelling there? Inequality. Sorry, that's really bad. Better spelling right there. Inequality on a number line. First, we want to put the inequality into a specific order. So the very specific order, and I'm very picky about this when I'm teaching it, it should be variable, inequality sign, then number. So here's an example. X is less than 2. So in this order, the inequality sign points in the direction you will shade, because we actually have to shade or create a kind of larger arrow to show the solution area. We also need to look at whether we will use an open dot or a closed dot. So we mark the point with a little dot. It's either going to be closed or open. Well, closed means it's included. That's our equal signs. Open means it's just a starting point, and I'm either going to go this way or this way from that point, but it's not actually included. Okay, so it's just that little nuance of how, we need to pay attention to quite a few little pieces there to know the difference. So this is in the right order. So if I go like this, I'm going to write it a little bigger. So it's in the right order. It's variable, inequality sign, number. So this is going in the arrow, the direction that I want it to go in. It also has an equal to sign under, so it's going to be a closed dot. Okay, so I'm going to go to -4, and I'm going to put a closed dot on -4. It's part of the solution, it's included. And then this tells me which way to draw my arrow. I'm going to draw it this way. This is greater than -4. So I can also think about that. Which numbers are greater than -4? Well, it's going to be the ones, on the positive side. If it was less than, then I would go to the less than side. So you can just kind of conceptually think about you know, which way would be greater, which way would be less, or you can use this little cute trick and go with the arrows. All right, so this was the introduction to inequalities, and go ahead and give that a try on Alex.